there. Welcome to Live by Design, a program where I hope you will find content that is informative, inspiring, and insightful. I'm your host, Muadi. I'm a life strategist and a motivational speaker, and today is Monday, September 30th, 2013. So, how's it going? How are you? I hope you had a great weekend. I most certainly did. Although it was pretty busy, I spent most of it in rehearsals because Twist and Shout opens this Friday. If you haven't gotten your tickets, please call Origination at 617-541-1875, or you can visit them online at originationinc.org. It is going to be a fabulous show, and you don't want to miss it. Also, if you are not able to attend, maybe you don't live in Boston or you just can't make it, you can go online and make a donation or buy tickets and have us re-gift them back to a young person who wouldn't otherwise be able to afford to come to the show, because it's our big fundraiser. So visit us online, get your tickets, make a donation. Okay, I hope to see you there. Now let's get into our topic, shall we? Today we're talking about the 3 A's of love. I'm sorry. I know that was corny, but I couldn't resist. Now, if you watch my show on a regular basis, you'll know that when I talk about love, I'm talking about love with a capital L. That's the all-encompassing love. And within that sort of framework, there's the romantic love that we seem to be obsessed with in this culture. But there's also love between siblings or among siblings or with your family, your peers, your co-workers. There's an abundance of love in the universe that's available to us all at any time, and it takes a lot of different forms. So today, when you hear me say love, I'm thinking about it from the universal sort of bigger perspective, and I would invite you to think about it that way too. Okay, at least just for now. Now, in love, excuse me, there are what I call again the 3 A's. We're going to talk about 1 A today, and we're going to talk about the other 2 A's in the next 2 videos, because that way you have to come back and watch. Haha, see, gotcha. Okay, so the first A is acknowledged. Okay, and I looked it up in the dictionary, and because I like to be, specific when it comes to these words. The word acknowledge means to admit the existence or truth of. To admit the existence or truth of someone or something. And for me, when I acknowledge someone, that means that I really see her or I see him. The truth of who that person is. The truth of what that person is experiencing at a given moment. I don't see that person through my own filter, through my own experience, through my own judgments. Although, of course, I'm human, I can't completely separate myself from any experience that I go into. But when I'm seeing someone that I love, that I care about, for me, acknowledgement means really seeing who they are, celebrating really who they are, and giving that person my full attention, my full presence when I am in their presence, because I'm acknowledging the value. I'm acknowledging just the fact that they are here and that they're important. I was watching Oprah Winfrey several years ago, and she had a guest on, Toni Morrison. And Toni Morrison said that one of the ways young people, children, get a signal about how valuable they are is by watching the reactions of grown folk when they come into the room. And so she posed a question to the audience saying, when your child walks into the room, do your eyes light up? Because your eyes lighting up is an indicator to that child that he or she is important and that you see them and that they have value. And when I think about that line, and that was several years ago, and it's really always stuck with me, this idea of just acknowledging people when they're in your presence and really engaging with them in a way that lets them know that you see them, that you really see them, is a powerful expression of love. I have an example recently. A few weeks ago, when I was in D.C., I was watching my niece, Deji, and, you hear me talk about her a lot. She's one of my biggest spiritual teachers, to be completely honest. And Deji and I were hanging out because her sister went to ballet. While her sister was gone, Deji wanted to try on her leotard because she was going to be starting to take dance classes in, I think, 2 weeks from that time. And initially when Deji asked to try on that leotard, the first thought that went off in my head was, Girl, you gotta sit. That leotard is for class. What if you spill something on it? What if she messes it up? The whole nine. And luckily, as I've said on the show many times before, we don't have to act on every thought that we have. So the thought came to me that she shouldn't put that leotard on because she was going to mess it up before her dance class started. But I didn't act on that thought. I said, go ahead, change. She went running up the stairs. She was up there for about 5 minutes when it occurred to me that she was up there for 5 minutes. It doesn't take that long to change it out of your pajamas into a leotard. So I'm like wondering what's going on. So I'm like, Deja, you okay? I'm okay, Auntie Muadi. I said, all right. Are you coming down? I'll be right down, Auntie Muadi. I said, all right. Another 5 minutes go by. She comes trotting down the stairs, just walking slow, looking me in the eye. And I noticed that she had on the leotard. And she had also put on the pink tights. And she had also put on her ballet shoes. And I'm looking at this girl in full dance garb. She's passionate about dance. So, I don't take that from her. But now I'm really thinking she's going to get a rip in those tights. She's going to mess up those shoes. She's going to go, I'm like, what in the world is she doing? And before I could open my mouth to say what I was going to say, which was, girl, go take all that off, I looked in her face. I looked in Deji's eyes. They say that eyes are the windows to the soul. I looked her dead in her eyes, and I could see her. I could see the look of expectation on her face, like that nervousness. And in that moment, I realized that I had the power to give this girl a joyful moment. I had the power to give her something which obviously meant a great deal to her because I could see it in her face. I acknowledge that. And by being able to see the truth of her and just really see her and see that energy, I couldn't say no. I was like, girl, okay, you can keep it on. And she just starts jumping. Thank you, Auntie Muadi. Thank you. She's jumping up and down. Next thing I know, she's grabbing her mom's iPad and putting on all this Cheetah Girls music, and we start dancing around. And she has class, and we have to do our plies and our stretches, the whole nine. In that moment, I had an opportunity. I held the key to the door that stood between her and a really joyful experience. And because I was able to acknowledge just the fact that that was so important to her, by seeing her, by looking in her face, it allowed me to give that to her. We have a tendency to sort of just brush people off. People come in the room that we say that we love. We don't even look them in the face. We don't even maybe turn around to acknowledge that they've entered the space. Or we'll sit, I talked about this last week, we'll sit at a table with people that we say we love, text messaging or emailing or doing all sorts of other things rather than giving them our undivided attention, being intentional about being in a space with them without really sitting there, listening to them. Really, what are they saying? How was their day? How was school? How are they feeling? There's so many people that are walking around this world feeling invisible. They feel like people don't see them. People don't acknowledge their pain. People don't acknowledge their joy. People don't acknowledge their triumphs. People don't acknowledge the milestones. When you have someone in your life, if you are blessed enough to have someone or a group of someones in your life who you say you have love for, whether it's the romantic love or the friendship love or spiritual love, the way that you can really cultivate and nurture that relationship and maximize the chances that that relationship will stand the test of time is to acknowledge them, see them, really be present with them. Don't brush them off. Don't blow them off. Think that they're, whatever they have to say is not as important as whatever it is that you're reading or text messaging or emailing. And when the people talk to you, acknowledging what's coming out of their mouth, it really means hearing them. For me, the word acknowledgement is an all-encompassing word because I acknowledge what I hear you saying. I acknowledge what I see in your eyes. I acknowledge the work that you're doing. You matter to me. That's how we express love. Don't take for granted that you're always going to have another day, another moment, another opportunity to express that kind of real intimacy, that real kind of just down on your gut love, that acknowledgement to those people that you care about. Because as we all know too well, tomorrow This next second, the next minute is not promised. So if you really want to cultivate real love in your life, and you really want to show the people who you say with your words that you love, give them the gift of the 3 A's, the first of which is acknowledgement. That means to really, really see them. Don't see through them. Don't look past them. Don't overlook them. See them and honor what you see by paying attention and responding to them, okay? And honor what you see by letting them know that they matter to you. Acknowledge the people that you love. When they walk in the door, good morning. When they're leaving, give them a kiss, give them a hug, or whatever your modus operandi is when it comes to affection and demonstration of love. Let them know that. When they come back from school, sit them down. How was your day? And not from that, how was your day? How were your grades, etc. space. But from how did you feel today? And listen to them. Listen to your spouse. Listen to your guy. Listen to your girl when they're telling you about what's really going on in their heart, what's telling you what's going on in their lives. Listen to your friends when they're telling you about their struggles in the workplace or their struggles at home. There's nothing more lonely. I can't imagine a more lonely feeling than having a Rolodex or a timeline full of 1,000 people and feeling by yourself because you don't feel that people really see you. Acknowledge them. I got into this habit now. When I'm talking to people now, I touch them. Whether it's a hand on the back or on the shoulder or the arm or whatever. And that's my way of saying, I see you. I hear you. I'm with you. I'm right here with you. Okay? So the 3 A's, our first A is acknowledge. Acknowledge the people that you love. If they love flowers, give them some flowers. Acknowledge that part about them. If there's somebody who loves sci-fi movies, get them the latest, the Thor movie on DVD or whatever. Acknowledge that part of them. If they have a passion, acknowledge that passion. If they have a dislike, acknowledge it. There's nothing more cruel that you can do to someone that you say that you love than to allow them to feel as though they are invisible in your life. Acknowledge those that you love, and that love will grow. May change form. We'll talk about that another time. But that's how we cultivate love. That's how we cultivate the people that we say we care about. So that's the message for today. The 3 R's of love for today, acknowledgement. So your assignment for this week, find 3 ways, just 3 ways to demonstrate, because love is action, love is a verb, to demonstrate to the people in your life that you really that you see them, acknowledge them. So again, maybe it's when they come home from work or if they're leaving for work. Maybe it's just something that you do during the middle of the day, a note that you send in your kid's lunchbox box. We think that these things are corny, but I'm telling you, I've been on the receiving end of some unexpected kindness. And I've been on the receiving end of an unexpected acknowledgement. And I cannot begin to express to you how it has moved me. Okay? So that's your challenge for the week. 3 times, 3 things that you can do. 3 different people, 1 person 3 times. Don't care how you do it. Practice the art of acknowledging the people that you love, because 9 times out of 10, we know this to be true too. What you put out comes back to you. So if you feel like you're missing love in your life, go out and be more loving. And if you feel as though that you're being really isolated, that you feel like people don't see you, you practice the art of seeing. And let's see if things start to turn around for you. Okay? That's it. Short, sweet, and to the point. I'll see you next week. We're going to talk about the 2nd A. Hopefully I'll see some of you this Friday at Twist and Chow. But whenever I see you next, I hope that between now and that time that you continue to be the best and bring the best of who you are to every situation you find yourself in. That's it. Have a great week. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.